Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to Lenox, the Acquisition Equipment Group Tournament Trail getting underway tonight. Lenox and Mount Ayr, Class 1A Region 3 first round volleyball action. Trevor Rader, Tate and Amy with you here tonight for this audio-only broadcast, not regulated to do video during the postseason, so we apologize for that, but we're going to bring you all of the sounds and action from tonight. And Tate and Amy, these are two teams in the Proud of Iowa Conference that played each other twice in the regular season. Both teams left with a win. Now, though, it's the ultimate rubber match because you win, you move on, you lose. Well, your season, it is done.
Yeah, and this Lenox team, they've been kind of they've had some hot streaks here, and this is a great time for them to go on a hot streak here as we enter the playoffs.
Yeah, so these two I mentioned, they played twice in the regular season, that being Mount Ayr and Lenox. When they played early on in the year on a Saturday tournament, I don't remember exactly where that was, but I know it was a Mount Ayr win in 3 sets. Might have actually been right here, if I remember correctly. Then they played again in conference play late in September, and it was a 4-set Lenox win in that one. By the way, Mount Ayr comes in 15-12 on the year under the guidance of head coach Kristen Graham. Lenox, the Proud of Iowa Conference tournament champions, 23-11 under the co-head coaching duo of Jesse Cox and Kayla David. So it should be a fun one here tonight. Now the winner of this will move on and get a date with either Fremont Mills or Griswold Friday night, on Wednesday night in a game that we will have for you as well if that is to happen. So looking forward to that. This is one of a handful of broadcasts we've got for you tonight on the KMA airwaves. Ryan Matheny is in Oakland tonight. Riverside taking on Woodbine. Him and Brian Bertini have a call out on KMA 960. And we also have Derek Martin in Griswold tonight for Fremont Mills Griswold. All right, to get things rolling here again, it's Mount Ayr, it's Lenox, it's the Acquisition Equipment Group Tournament Trail. We'll be back here in a little bit with the play-by-play from this 1A regional opener. Almost go time here tonight in Lenox. Mount Airy and Lenox along the Agrivision Equipment Group Tournament Trail. Trevor Mater, Tate and Amy with you here for this one. So we get ready to get things rolling. And Tate, as we get underway, what are you keeping an eye on here tonight?
I'm keeping on the Lenox side, I'm keeping an eye on the junior, Sadie Cox, who seems to make an impact every single game she's in. From conference play, tournament play, everything. She is just a machine on the offensive side. And then, for Mount Airy tonight, I'm kind of interested to see who's really going to take charge offensively, and get some of those big-time plays. Aubrey Shields does a really good job over there for them, and Brea Nickel. They both do good jobs over there offensively, so it's going to be interesting to see who takes this one.
Get the lineups for you as we go. It will be Hayden Ruggles serving for Mount Airy, and we are underway in this 1A regional first-round battle. Serve is received by Cox. They will set right to Cox, left side, little tap over. It's dug out by Ruggles. Here's a bump set by Mount Airy. They will swing it left side on the pin from Danny Stewart. Now here's a big swing. Robles, it is blocked, and Mount Airy is on the board first with the block. So the Raiderettes start the scoring here tonight. The lineup for Mount Airy looks like this. Jana Irving along with Ashlyn Murphy. Also Brea Nickel is out there. They'll have Abby Eaton, Hayden Ruggles, and Olivia Huntington in the rotation. There's an ace from Ruggles. Will make it 2-0. Hayden Ruggles has been really good at the service line all year. 62 aces up to this point, and she makes it 63 now. And the Raiderettes up 2-0 in the set.
That'll be big here tonight as who can control the service line.
Ruggles next serve into the back row. It was played by Delaney Funk. Pass ahead Robinson. They'll send it over Reed. It's dug out, though, by Mount Airy with Huntington. Here's a swing in the middle that's deep from Brea Nickel, and Mount Airy gives up a point to make it 2-1. Now Gabby Robles back to serve. A senior with 44 aces this season will do so from the left side of the court. Robles with the serve, just caroms over. It was into the back row, Jana Irving. Here's a pass left side, off a touch, swung on by Eaton. Overpass by Funk, but they're going to say it was wide of the stick. And it's a Mount Airy point to make it 3-1 here in this first set. Ashlyn Murphy, a junior with 21 aces, will serve. Mount Airy's got red numbers on black jerseys, and the font of the numbers is not the best in the world. Cox with the serve receive. They will set to her in the middle now. Big swing and a whistle. And they're going to say a net violation on Mount Airy. They will, and it's 3-2. Advantage Mount Airy. Now Zoe Reed, a junior. She served 23 aces this year. Their primary setter will serve. Serves to Huntington. They will quick set to Murphy. It was dug out, though, by Lenox. Free ball sent over by Funk into the back row. Huntington. Back set into a block. Abby Eaton, they tried to back set, and the front line of Ava Junker was there for the swat for Lenox. We're tied at 3.
Ava Junker provides a lot of height for that Lenox front line, and she's been a key piece of this Lenox team all year long.
So Reed will continue to serve. That serve is into the back row, Huntington. They will set to Nickel, who tried to go across, never got it over, and it's 4-3 Lenox, their first lead of the set. Comes on that point, and now Zoe Reed will continue her run of the service line. Reed with the serve is deep. The Mount Airy back row pulled off of it, and it's 4-4.
That was big there for Mount Airy. They kind of took an early lead there, 3-1, and Mount Airy Lenox climbed and took the lead. Now Mount Airy had opportunity to go on a run and take a lead for themselves.
Brea Nickel to serve. Here's a set. Funk to Cox. Cox down the line and in. And Sadie Cox, who is basically rewriting the Lenox record books in volleyball, and is probably going to do that in a lot of sports by the time it's said and done. Gets a kill there. 5-4 now the Tigers lead here in set number 1. Cox will serve now. That is over and into the back row, played by Huntington. They will back set to Eaton. Never got it over. They let him play through, though. Free ball sent over by Nickel. Up to get it in the front row was Reed. Jousted the net, sent back over. I think Shields was the one that got a touch on it. And Mount Airy ties this at 5.
Big play there from the Mount Airy front row.
So now the serve coming for Abby Eaton. She's got 24 aces this year. Serve is over and in to Reed, and then nobody came to it. Curtis and Cox, Izzy Curtis, Sadie Cox, both kind of looked at one another like that was the other ones, and neither one got up to it. It's a Mount Ayr point to make it 6-5.
That's a miscommunication mistake that you really, really cannot make this late into the season, as it's kind of win or go home.
Serve received by Robles. Here's a quick set. Curtis might have touched it twice. That was kind of clunky from the beginning. She started chest level and tried to push it. She'll get called for the setting violation. It's 7-5 Mount Ayr here in set number 1. Abby Eaton will continue to serve. Received by Cox. Into the back row, Reed. They'll send it over on a free ball by Funk to Huntington. Huntington pass ahead. Little setter dump will land. Good job by Hayden Ruggles on the setter dump. 8-5 Mount Ayr. Last 4 to the Raiderettes. With the serve coming from Eaton in the back row to Reed. Funk will set Curtis. Curtis at a dugout back row, Eaton. Here's a bump set Ruggles. Two-hand push across by Nickel into the back row, Reed. Pass left side. Junker stopped in her tracks. It was blocked. They haven't got it over yet. They will, but overpassed by Shields. Nice little volley here. Two-hand push across by Reed, and we're still going. Here's a set to Shields. It is going to land for a kill. Aubrey Shields wins that point for Mount Ayr, and it's 5 in a row for the Raiderettes to make it 9-5.
Aubrey Shields already having a pretty big night with some blocks and now a kill on the night. It's going to be interesting to see if she can continue to have that throughout the game.
Eaton to serve. Reed got to the serve receive. That's who they're going to target tonight. Junker in the front row. Had it dug out to the back row by Nickel. They will set Ruggles to Nickel off a touch. Cox didn't get it clear. That touch on the front row might have messed with that dig attempt by Sadie Cox and give a kill to Brea Nickel. 10-5. Mount Ayr on a 6-0 run.
Yeah, this is a huge run right now for Mount Ayr, and Lenox may consider taking a timeout here if this gets a little bit further out of hand.
I would say another point or two, and you almost have to. Serve is received by Reed. Up to get it, Funk. Setting to Curtis. That's into the back row. Touched by Nickel. They will palm it over with Nickel. Popped up by Robles. They will set Reed to Junker. That's going to be played on the corner by Cox. We're still going. Funk back to Junker off a touch. Dug out, though, by Eaton. We're still going. Pushed across. No, couldn't get it over. Could Shields, and she'll get called for the 2-touch. And that stops what had been a 6-0 Mount Ayr run. Makes it 10-6. Yeah,
Lenox could use a little run of their own here to make sure this one doesn't get too far out of hand.
Serve coming for Lenox from Aubrey Moore, a junior. That serve is into the back row, played by Nickel. They will set left side. Ruggles, the setter gets a swing. Now they'll set Will Lenox to Robles from Funk. Back row dug out by Nickel, returned by Mount Ayr. Now Lenox will back set to Curtis deep, and it's a 11-6 Mount Ayr lead.
Lenox is able to put some offense together, but so far they just haven't been able to hit it down and in. They're going to have to clean that up here as that goes on.
They're calling ace. The Lenox defense pulled off of Olivia Huntington's serve, and it lands just in to make it 12-6. Huntington's next serve. That one again on the line.
Back-to-back perfect serves there from Olivia Huntington. That's the perfect spot.
I don't think you can literally put it any better. Back-to-back from her makes it 13-6. That one is played by Cox. They were kind of awkward on the serve receive. Reed will free ball it over. Here's a swing sent over by Anna Greenland. We're still going. Set to left side. Robles on the run. Blocked right back. They were teed up on that one. It's Greenland and Ruggles there. I think Ruggles actually got the block. And it's 14-6 Mount Ayr.
Just as Lenox had kind of recovered there from that awkward receive with the serve, Mount Ayr was able to put together an offense and
blocked again. Robles had it swatted away. Greenland and Ruggles are there, and we get a whistle and a lift violation on Lenox, 15-6. Now our score here in set number 1.
Yeah, that's big back-to-back big plays there for the Mount Air front row.
Lenox will not. They will get over on a free ball by Reed. Palmed over for Mount Air by Murphy. Now Funk will set to Robles. Robles through the block and down. And a much-needed point for Lenox cuts it to 15-7 on the Gabby Robles kill.
Yeah, as you said, much needed, and now Lenox really could use a run of their own. As I said earlier, it's getting a little bit out of hand.
They won't get any help there as Delaney Funk serves that one to the net, and it's 16-7. That prompts, I believe, the first "there's a net there" chant of the night that we've heard from the Mount Air student section. Jana Irving to serve for Mount Air. It's kind of an interesting serve. It's received in the back row by Moore. Here's a set to Robles ahead. She pushes it into the back row. Huntington with a nice job to overpass it. Robles goes to Reed. Back to Robles. Sent back by, I believe that was Shields that got a hand on it. No, it was Nickel rather. Now sent over again by Curtis. Dug out by Huntington. Mount Air scrambling. They'll flat foot swing Ruggles into the back row more. Reed will set Robles. Two-hand push across. Played by Mount Air. We're still going. Here's a set in the middle to Nickel, kept alive by Lenox. A little setter dump by Curtis. Didn't fool anybody. How about this volley? Here's a swing that never got over from Ashlyn Murphy, and Lenox wins the longest point up to this point, and it's 16-8 Mount Air.
Yeah, that was a nice little rally there going. Give credit again to the Mount Air front row, getting a couple blocks in.
So the serve from Dana Robinson is over and in. Free ball sent over by Mount Air. Now Lenox will go on the attack. Here's Reed setting up to Cox in the middle. That was blocked wide, though. They had the block on with Bray and Nickel, but to no avail, and it's 16-9.
A little bit we've seen some spurts of Lenox offense, but so far tonight, it's just been a struggle.
Yeah, it's kind of, get a point, give a point as Danielle Robinson serves that one deep. 17-9. A little surprised Lenox has not taken a timeout at any point in this. It was 5-4, and then since then it's been a 12-4 Mount Air spurt. That serve in the net by Hayden Ruggles will make it 17-10.
Just as Lenox was going to be in need to use a timeout, Mount Air kind of gives them a point that they don't have to take it. But
her and Reed kind of ran into each other as Reed tried to get out of the way. And that'll land for a Mount Air point. It stops the run at 18-12.
Lenox showed some life right there, but again, they've got to maybe hold it for a little bit longer.
So a serve coming for Mount Air with Ashlyn Murphy. Cox with the serve receive. Reed to Yunker. Dug out. They'll free ball it across with Shields into the back row. Robinson, little tap over on the hook by Zoe Reed. The setter gets a rare kill, and it's 18-13. But if you're Lenox, you need a couple more points to put some pressure on Mount Air. Reed serve, played by Huntington. Not a great pass ahead. Nickel, and they'll get called for the lift. Nickel went to Eden, and she tried to hook it over, but that's called a lift. And it's two in a row for Lenox to make it 18-14.
That really started there with the serve from Reed. Mount Air was unable to hit it cleanly, and it kind of led to one thing led to another. And
it was blocked back by Cox. We're still going, though, on the swing. Cox in the middle of the front row puts it down. And it's three in a row for Lenox to make it 18-15. And now if you're Lenox, you've put a little bit of the pressure on the Raiderettes as Zoe Reed will serve. They will send it across Nickel. Down to get it went Reed. They're out of system is Lenox. We'll set it over with Cox. There's a bump by Huntington. Swing is going to be down for a kill from Aubrey Shields, and that stops the Lenox run. It's 19-15.
Yeah, just as Lenox, again, was showing some life, it kind of didn't maybe last as long as they were hoping.
Serve is over and in. They will send it across. It was blocked for a moment. Huntington will try to go back to, I believe they tried to go to Eden, and that was blocked. 19-17 now our score here in this one. Lenox continuing to inch closer in set number one. Serve is received. Ruggles setting for a free ball over. Reed gets to it. Here's a set to Junker. Dug out back row. That was Nickel that got to it. Greenland knocks it over. Dug out by Cox. They will set to Curtis. They were a little clunky there, but they get it over. Now Mount Ayr on the attack. Here's a big swing deep. Trying to go across with Aubrey Shields to no avail, and it is now a 1-point set at 19-18.
How about the turnaround of this first set?
Yeah, Lenox was down by as many as 9 at one point. They've got it within 1. Mount Ayr will get it over with Shields. Cox got to it. They will set to Curtis. Into the back row, Huntington. Pass ahead, Ruggles. Back set into a block that'll land for a kill, actually, through the block. With that one was Abby Eaton. And a much-needed point for Mount Ayr gives them a little bit of breathing room at 20-18.
Big thing for Mount Ayr here to kind of maybe even finish this set, but at least draw it a little bit closer.
Serve received. They will send it over on a free ball by, oh no, they won't send it over yet on a free ball. Here's a set to Junker. Mount Ayr on the attack now. Free ball sent over by Huntington. Reed, pass ahead. Funk, right back in the middle. Curtis, joust at the net. Mount Ayr got it across. Junker will set to Reed, who will set right back to Junker. It's down. Ava Junker with the kill, 20-19.
I think they're going to call that one a.
No,
they're going to call it out. Not tipped by.
Ooh, that looked.
They were looking for the tip. Lenox was looking for the tip, but they will call it out and no tip.
21-18, our score. There's a set with a big swing to Aubrey Shields. She was a state runner-up in the high jump, so she's got ups. She just showed them off there, 22-18. Now our score. So the serve received by Cox, and they never got it over. 23-18. I think Coach Jesse Cox might burn one of those 2 timeouts. No, he's going to let them play through.
Kind of an interesting choice, but you know, they're playing good, and they're not allowing these long runs other than that one early, but they've just got to kind of get some offense going for themselves.
Mount Ayr will set Shields. Didn't fool Reed. Joust at the net. Hooked over and down by Fong. No, they're going to say out. They're going to say along the line and out. And it's 24-18. It's set point for Mount Ayr.
That was definitely a close call, winning Mount Air's favor, and let's see if they're able to finish this set off right here.
Serve received by Robles off the rafter kind of awkwardly. They will send it over on a free ball by Curtis. No, they won't. It never got over, and Mount Ayr with an impressive set one as they take the first, 25-18. We will catch our breath. Set number 2 on the way here in a moment on the KMA Extreme.
In AgriVision Equipment, know 2 things about the future of ag. 1, technology will continue to evolve, and 2, it's still all about the people that make it happen. AgriVision Equipment is looking for those people to share in the excitement of driverless vehicles, artificial intelligence, drones, and even more John Deere innovation. If you're excited about what this will offer the ag industry, you might be a fit for service technician positions receiving a competitive wage, benefits package, job growth, and stability. Apply at agrivisionequipment.com/tech.
Is believing. That's what you'll hear from customers that choose Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood time and time again. Barrett customers come in for vehicles and service work, but they come back for conversation and honest advice. They want one of the largest pre-owned and fully serviced inventories in KMA land, and they return when they've gone elsewhere and it just isn't the same. See and believe for yourself how little differences add up to a better car buying experience. Come back to Barrett's and barrettsautocenter.com.
For 30 years, Chat Mobility has provided Southwest Iowa with the latest technology and a high-speed nationwide network. More importantly, Chat Mobility provides real customer service that you can only get from a local company. When you choose Chat Mobility, we take the time to answer all of your questions and to make sure you're totally comfortable with your phone. You'll have peace of mind knowing that we are here to help with any concerns you may have going forward. Real hometown customer service only from Chat Mobility.
Terry Norberg.
I'm Mike Wilson, Chief Operating Officer here at Cubby's.
My name is Delone Wilson, and I'm president of Cubby's Convenience Stores.
I started out with Cubby's as a cashier to a store manager within 2 months, and then as a district manager. I can see myself with Cubby's for the long term.
We're looking for team members that smile, that are friendly, that want to help the customer, they want to learn, they want to grow, and they've got a great positive attitude.
If that's you, apply now. Text Cubby's, C-U-B-B-Y-S, to 242424.
Ready to begin set number 2 here on the KMA Extreme Online, KMAland.com. Trevor Mader, Tate and Amy with you here tonight. Class 1A Region 3 first round of volleyball action. Mount Ayr took set 1, 25-18. They now lead the match 1-0 as we go on to set number 2. Lenox will have first serve. Danielle Robinson will do the honors from the service line. Serve is over and in, and then the return is wide by Mount Ayr. Put Lenox on the board.
It's important for Lenox in this second set to really get out to a good start, take a nice lead here early. As you know, they were down a little bit early there, and then Mount Ayr was able to go on a run and put them in a big deficit.
They'll get another point here as Lenox now with the first 2 of this set. Yeah, they were up 5-4 at one point in set 1, and then you look up and they're down 16-7. They did get it back down to 1 at 18-17. Then Mount Ayr able to close that set strong. Cross-court shot by Nickel didn't fool anybody. Now here's Robles with a strong push. Mount Ayr trying to get in system. Tapped over by Mount Ayr. Joust at the net. Return by Mount Ayr again. Reed will set to Cox in the middle. It's down. Shady Cox with the kill, and the first 3 of the set have gone to Lenox.
That's definitely, again, one way to keep your offense rolling is set it up to Sadie Cox right there in the middle. Not much a defense can do against it.
Robinson's serve is over and in. Cox wins the joust at the net with Ruggles. And Lenox in control. It's still very early in set 1, but they've got the first 4. Yeah, sometimes all you need is a little wake-up call.
Yeah, this is a nice little lead they've got going for them here early. They were kind of on the other end of this in the other set.
Ruggles tried to go with a nice setter dump. Didn't fool Robles, so the pass was not clean ahead to Huntington. Lenox grows their lead by 1 more. 5-0 now. Advantage Tigers.
And if they're able to keep this up, you know, it's going to cause Mount Ayr to have to burn a timeout, and then it's going to be a long second set for Mount Ayr if they don't get it cleaned up.
Blocked on the swing by Nickel. Reed was there for the swat. First 6 to the Tigers here in set number 2, and there is that Mount Ayr timeout. We will take it with them on the KMA Extreme, KMAland.com.
Reliable internet matters to you, and it matters to FMTC too. So what does reliable look like? At FMTC, reliable means 99% uptime. And if there's a problem, we measure resolution in minutes, not hours or days. You need bandwidth, and FMTC has it. Up to 1 gig. Our fiber internet offers equal download and upload speeds, in addition to being unlimited and reliable. FMTC Fiber. Internet worth talking about.
Lenox with the first 6 points of set number 2 to race to a 6-0 lead in this frame. Danielle Robinson will continue to serve. It's received by Olivia Huntington. They will set Ruggles to Murphy, and that'll be down. Ashlyn Murphy puts Mount Ayr on the board for the first time in the second set.
Big point for Mount Ayr there coming out of the timeout. Now they can maybe switch the momentum and get a little of their own going.
Serve coming for Hayden Ruggles. That serve is played by Funk into the back row. Their libero, Dana Robinson, will set it over on a free ball. Swing is just out for Mount Ayr from Abby Eaton. And it's 7-1 Lenox. Agrivision Equipment Group Tournament Trail going on across the state tonight. Both these teams in Class 1A Region 3. Serve received by Mount Ayr. They will set it over on a free ball into the back row to get it was Robinson. Funk setting to Cox on the slide, puts it down. Sadie Cox with another kill, and it's 8-1 Lenox. Her 3rd of this set, and 6th of the night through the first set and some change. 8-1 Tigers. Roba serve to Huntington. Now they will set to Eaton, who puts it down for a winner, and Abby Eaton makes it 8-2.
Mount Air is able to, kind of stop this little run that Lenox is going, but now they've kind of got to get one of their own.
Olivia Huntington to serve. She serves to Cox. Reed will set to Yunker. Yunker off a touch. It lands. Olivia Huntington thought she had a good dig on it. I don't know if a touch distorted that, but give the kill to Ava Yunker. 9-2 Tigers. Elsewhere in this region tonight, East Union's at Lamoni. Essex is at Sydney. Hamburg's at East Mills. Heartland Christian at St. Albert. Diagonal at Bedford. And then FM at Griswold. All those going on tonight. Here's a set to Nickel. It was blocked by Yunker. Cox to Funk, right back to Cox. Never got it over. And it is 9-3 here in the second frame. I can tell you Griswold beat FM in that first set pretty dominantly. Served by Nickel. Overpass by Lenox. Returned low by Shields. Lenox got to it, though. Free ball set across by Funk into the back row. Now Mount Air will set Ruggles to Shields. It was dug out. Cox in the middle on the set from Funk. Goes up with authority. And Sadie Cox knocks it down to make it 10-3.
What a powerful swing there from Sadie Cox. There's not much the Mount Air defense is able to do. As that ball was coming in at 100 mile per hour right towards them.
So Cox to serve. Serves it to Nickel. Ruggles will back set. Eaton had to go across, and it works. Abby Eaton with the cross shot kill makes it 10-4.
There's a nice little spot there for Abby Eaton, trying to spread out the Lenox defense a little bit, catch them off guard.
Now she will serve. Eaton serve again, tries to go across into the back row. Reed. Pass to Curtis through a touch and down on the assist from Delaney Funk. 11-4 after the Izzy Curtis kill. And if you're just tuning in, Mount Air took set 1, 25-18. So Aubrey Moore, junior with 29 aces to her name, entering tonight, will go to the service line. Huntington got the serve receive. They will send it across with a back row swing. Nickel that'll land. The Lenox defense was playing a little far up. And Brea Nickel gets the kill to make it 11-5.
Mount Air is doing kind of the same thing Lenox was doing there in that first set. They're showing some signs of life offensively, but primarily this has been a very dominant Lenox set.
And that serve goes deep from Mount Air. Will make it 12-5 Lenox. Tigers trying to even this up at a set apiece. Delaney Funk to the service slide. The sophomore has 31 aces this year. The lefty serve is to Huntington. They will set to Ruggles. It's dug out, though, by Moore. Reed will set her dump it across, and it'll land after a not clean pass for Mount Air. And it's 13-5 Lenox.
Yeah, there was some miscommunication going on there from the Mount Air front row. Not really sure which one was supposed to get it over, and it goes over wide.
And then a tape shot on the serve will land for an ace. It just kind of hung on the tape for a moment. Anna Greenland got down to a knee to try to get it. But it'll be an ace for Delaney Funk, and it's 14-5 Lenox. Huntington will pass it on the serve receive. They will set up a swing by Murphy that'll land for the kill, and Ashlyn Murphy makes it 14-6, but you're in a little bit of a danger zone if you're Mount Air because you don't have a ton of points to trade. You don't have to get it all back in one setting or one set, so to speak, but you'd love to get this down to 4 would be ideal.
And they really can't allow very many more runs as they had to take a timeout early, and they need something going here.
Huntington will two-hand push it across, but she might have touched it twice. No, they're going to say net violation on Mount Air will make it 15-6. Now our score here in this second set. So 15-6. Coach Kristen Graham of Mount Air wants an explanation on that one. So Lenox will have a serve here in just a moment. It will come from Danielle Robinson, a sophomore. So Lenox team as well, when you look at their lineup, kind of young as well. I mean, Cox only a junior. Funk, a sophomore, is pushed across Old Mount Air with Ruggles along the line and down. Aubrey Moore backed off of it thinking it was going to go out. It did not, and Hayden Ruggles will get the kill to make it 15-7.
Yeah, as you kind of said earlier, both these teams are, relatively young. Both have just 3 seniors on the roster, so kind of interesting to see how they'll do in future years.
Cox couldn't get it over on the swing. 15-8, last 2 to the Raiderettes. Hayden Ruggles will serve. So Ruggles, a senior with 62 aces, puts that one over. That'll be an ace. That was a laser from Hayden Ruggles. Makes it 15-9, 3 in a row for Mount Air.
Might be what Mount Air needed, their ace from their team leader, ace team leader, so it's might be what they need to flip the script.
And as you say that, she puts that one to the net for a service error, makes it 16-9. Riverside took set 1 over Woodbine tonight. They're out to an early lead in set 2. They're in Class 1A Region 4 now. Somebody in that region is going to have to run into the beast that is Ankeny Christian, the defending 1A state champion at some point. Free ball sent over by Ruggles into the back row, Robles. Here's a set to Cox from Reed. That hits the rafter, played by Mount Air. They will send it over with Ruggles into the back row. Lenox scrambling down. I think they got a 2-touch call. They did, a 2-touch. I don't know if that was going from Robles to Yunker, if it was on Yunker, but either way, give Mount Air the point, makes it 16-10.
Mount Air really kind of running into that danger zone. This is a key couple points here for them if they want to get back into it.
Two-hand push across by Yunker. Back set Ruggles to Eaton. It'll land. Eaton had a good angle on that cross shot at 16-11. 4 of the last 5 have gone to Mount Air as they try to get back into this set. Olivia Huntington will continue to serve.
What a nice little cross shot there from Abby Eaton to keep this, or get a Mount Air run going.
Cox will push it across into the back row and it lands to make it 17-11. So Sadie Cox, let's see if I can get a kill total for her. How about 9 up to this point? Serve received by Huntington. Pass ahead, Ruggles sets to Nickel now. Lenox on the attack. Yunker off a touch, dug out back row. That was Irving that got the dig. Now Cox hits the deck. They'll send it over on a free ball by Reed. Up to get it was Irving. Ruggles will set to Shields. It was dug out. Joust at the net. Returned by Shields. Reed got to it, though. Bumped by Cox. But she kind of led Yunker out of bounds, and Yunker didn't have a play on it. And it's a Mount Air point to make it 17-12.
This is, like I said, like we kept saying earlier, Mount Air's kind of got to the point where they can't keep trading points like this. They've got to get a run of their own going.
Robles with the serve receive. Sent over by Funk at the net. Just strong-handed across. And Delaney Funk, the setter, gets a kill to make it 18-12. Here in the second set, trying to even this up at 1 apiece. Is Lenox. Sadie Cox to serve. Serve is over and in. Ruggles trying to track it down, and she can't, and it's an ace. And it's 19-12. Now this is really the danger zone for Mount Air because you're down 7. Lenox chasing 6. Cox with the serve receive. Serves to Nickel. Ruggles will set to Eaton, who goes across and down off a touch. Abby Eaton will get the kill, and it's 19-13.
So far, Abby Eaton's had a very good night offensively. A couple cross-court kills that she's made that have been pretty big. But, again, Mount Air, they kind of got to get a run going offensively instead of just these stray couple points.
Funk will be able to send it over again from the front row, and it's 20-13 advantage Lenox. So Delaney Funk with 2 kills in the last 3 points for the Tigers.
Every single time Mount Air is able to string together a point or two, Lenox is able to shut it down very quickly and get some points of their own, whether it be Sadie Cox, Ava Yunker, or Delaney Funk so far. They've all been key pieces of this Lenox offense.
Moore almost had an ace. It was kept off the ground by Huntington. Now here's a set left side Shields dug out by Cox. Funk will set to Curtis in the middle of the front row. Nickel got to it in the back row. Ruggles setting right back to Shields. It's down. Aubrey Shields with the kill, and it's 20-14. But if you're Mount Air, you've got to break through at some point. So you don't have to necessarily get the lead back or anything, but if you can get this down to like 20-17, maybe you make Lenox burn a timeout. Maybe you get into a rotation you like, and you're right back in this. Shields' serve, received by Robles. Funk will bump it to Cox, who sends it over. Now at the net, they got it over, did Mount Air. And then in the net was Funk. And it's a point for Mount Air to make it 20-15. That was kind of an awkward way to get it over.
Yeah, that was kind of an awkward little hit over, but it works out in Mount Air's favor. Now they got to keep it up.
Cox with the serve receive. Here's a set in the front row to Curtis off a touch. Izzy Curtis will get the kill, and it's 21-15. And every time Mount Air has a point where you think maybe they can piece a couple together, Lenox, like good teams do, responds. Served by Funk to Huntington. They will now set to Murphy. It was overpassed by Lenox. Ruggles will send it across on a two-hand push to Cox. Reed tried to set it. I don't know if it was a set, just trying to keep it alive, and it hits the floor. She had nowhere to go with that one. It's 21-16.
Lennox's defense was scrambling there a little bit. Opens up another opportunity here for Mount Air to get a run going, but it's got to be getting close to the one. They're running out of room.
Jana Irving to serve. Serves it to Funk. They'll return it with Robles. It's dug out, though, by Mount Air. Now they will scramble and set to Murphy. It was blocked. Curtis and Reed were there, and it's 22-16. Advantage Lenox here in the second set. Danielle Robinson to serve. That serve is over and in. They will set now to Nickel. Robinson got to it. Reed will set to Cox in the middle of the front row, through the block and down. Sadie Cox with the kill in the middle, and it's 23-16. Lenox 2 points away from knotting this up at one set apiece.
The Lenox offense has looked powerful this entire set. See if they're able to finish it out here in set number 2.
That serve goes deep to make it 23-17. But now if you're Mount Air, you've got 1 point to give up here. That's all you've got while you're chasing a 6-point deficit.
I'd almost say for Mount Air, this might be your last shot at it. You got to get a good run going here, as they're pretty much out of breathing room.
Ruggles serve is received. They will set to Cox. She might have got a little bit of lift as she hooked it over. Here's Eaton, blocked. Cox and Reed are there, and it's 24-17. Set point for the Tigers now. They've got 7 of them to toy with. Griswold is up 21-16 in set 2, trying to take a 2-0 lead. Gabby Robles to serve. Robles' serve is to Huntington. Here's a set to Eaton. It was off a touch by Lenox. They will now set to Yunker on the left side of the pin. It's down. Pin for the win from Ava Yunker. And Lenox takes set 2, 25-17. We are knotted at one set apiece. That means we're guaranteed to play 4 here tonight in Lenox. We'll take a break. Set number 3 on the way here in a few minutes on the KMA Extreme.
At Hawkeye Ford, we go the extra mile for our valued customers. No matter where you purchase your vehicle, our expert team provides top-notch service with unwavering commitment to excellence. We ensure your ride gets the best care it deserves. From routine maintenance to major repairs, we got you covered. Experience the convenience and expertise of Hawkeye Ford Service Department today. Call Hawkeye Ford at 712-623-5147 to book your vehicle service needs.
Sure what you want to do with your life? Feel like your job is at a standstill? Get your foot in the door with area manufacturing companies at Iowa Western Community College's SEAM program. Sign up now in the Center of Excellence for Advanced Manufacturing through IWCC. Classes are just 2 early evenings a week with holidays and summers off. Improve your current skills and learn new ones that will give you a new career or even enhance your current one. For more information on SEAM, contact IWCC's Clarinda Center at 712-542-5117.
Since 1892, Malvern Bank has been building community from 404 Main Street in Malvern, Iowa. For generations, Malvern Bank has been serving local businesses, families, and farms to help them achieve their goals in every step of their lives. From saving for college to planning for retirement and everything in between, Malvern Bank is your full-service community bank. Call, click, or stop in today to apply for an account, loan, or credit card. Malvern Bank, we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lenox takes set 2. We are tied at 1 set apiece here on the KMA Extreme Online, KMAland.com. Trevor Mader, Tate and Amy with you. And now, Taten, both sides, you attack this like it's just a typical Saturday tournament best 2 out of 3.
Yeah, and, you know, that was a good response there from Lenox after dropping set number 1. I'm interested to see if they'll be able to hold it out and continue that momentum here in set number 3.
So Mount Air took set 1 25-18. Lenox takes set 2 25-17. And now we will go on to set number 3 here tonight. This Class 1A Region 4 first round matchup. Again, the winner will get either Griswold or Fremont Mills on Wednesday night. Now, if Griswold is victorious in that other matchup, that game will be in Griswold. I do not know the hosting scenarios if Fremont Mills is to prevail. I would think if it's Lenox, it would definitely be at Lenox, I would think. But I don't know if it ends up being an FM Mount Air matchup. You got to get there first, so we'll see.
Yeah, definitely got to get through this match right now.
Pushed across by Reed on the serve receive. Dug out by Reed now on the swing by Nickel. That'll set up Cox to push it across into the back row. Irving got to it. Ruggles setting up Murphy. Dug out by Robinson. Reed right back to Cox. It's down. Sadie Cox plants one in the back row, and it is a 1-zip Lenox lead to start set number 3. 10th kill of the night for Sadie Cox by my very unofficial statistics.
The Lenox offense and Sadie Cox kind of picking up right where they left off in set number 2.
And Robles will serve an ace to make it 2-zip. Sometimes all you need is a little bit of a wake-up call. Maybe Lenox had that in set 1. I mean, they've been locked in throughout all of set 2 and early in set 3. Still a long ways to go, though. That shot off the tape and wide from Abby Eden. The first 3 have gone to Lenox. They scored the first 6 of that second set.
It's going to be big for Mount Air to make sure that they don't allow that again in this set. I think it really hurt them in the long run as they were never able to really catch back up.
After that, they were kind of even with them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of kept it around like a 5 to 9 point gap. That serve was in the net, by the way, by Gabby Robles to make it 3-1. So Mount Air gets on the board in this set. Ashton Murphy, a junior with 21 aces on the year to serve. Could be an ace. Nope, overpassed by Robles, and it lands. Gabby Robles just got a hand on it and got it over, and nobody on the Mount Air side was there to scoop it. 4-1 Lenox here in set number 3.
I think that was a little bit of a miscommunication error there from the Mount Air side.
And then a tape shot on the serve will be an ace.
2 big points there for Lenox now, 2 big back-to-back big points. It gives them, again, this early lead that they had in set number 2.
Zoe Reed got that off the net for an ace, and it's 5-1. Tried to do it again, and that time just missed. It's a service error to make it 5-2. Griswold is now up 2-0 on Fremont Mills. Serve coming for Brea Nickel for Mount Air. Serve is deep, and it's 6-2.
Some service errors now here. We saw some in set number 2 from Mount Air. We're seeing some here in set number 3. They got to get those cleaned up if they want to come on the other side of this set.
Sadie Cox to serve. That serve is over and into the back row. Ruggles will back set to Eaton, who went across and missed the angle. 7-2 now our score. Here in this third set, IKM Manning and Glidden Ralston tied at 1 set apiece in Class 1A action. Cox's serve is received by Huntington, and Huntington might have taken the ball away from Nickel, and neither one of them ended up getting a good play on it after that. 8-2 now our score after the ace by Sadie Cox.
Now just some big errors here from Mount Air that you can't have this late into the season and this early into the postseason.
Serve received by Nickel. Here's a pass to Eaton along the pin. Dug out, though, by Lenox. They will go the opposite pin with Junker. It was off a touch. Dug out, back row. Nickel. Ruggles ahead. Eaton. Dug out by Cox. They will set to Junker. Junker has it fall. Nickel tried to get it with a foot, which that's fair play. It doesn't matter. Foot, knee, elbow, head. However you can get it across.
Just be a lot more difficult.
Yeah, but it didn't work. It's 9-2 after the Ava Junker kill, and they'll get another point there. 10-2 now our score.
Another little bit of a miscommunication there as Eaton was in, position to maybe make that play.
And now Mount Air will take a timeout. We'll take one with them here at the KMA Extreme, KMAland.com.
In Agrivision Equipment, know 2 things about the future of ag. 1, technology will continue to evolve, and 2, it's still all about the people that make it happen. Agrivision Equipment is looking for those people to share in the excitement of driverless vehicles, artificial intelligence, drones, and even more John Deere innovation. If you're excited about what this will offer the ag industry, you might be a fit for service technician positions receiving a competitive wage, benefits package, job growth, and stability. Apply at agrivisionequipment.com/tech.
Lenox out to a 10-2 lead here in set number 3, tied at 1 set apiece here on the KMA Extreme online, KMAland.com. Trevor Mader, Tate and Amy with you here tonight. The Tigers will have Sadie Cox back at the service side. Cox has got 10 kills so far tonight. Will await the go-ahead to serve from the chair official, Mr. John Blomstedt. Stand-up official and human being. Service received by Mount Air. They will send it over on a free ball by Huntington into the back row to Cox. Here's a set to Junker. It'll land off a touch. And Ava Junker with a couple of kills now in this recent rally for Lenox. Makes it 11-2. And the Tigers, since that first set hiccup, have been in control. Huntington with the serve receive. They will send it over on a free ball by Ruggles to Robles. Pass ahead. Funk will set up Curtis. Big swing dug out by Huntington. Ruggles setting to Eaton. He'll get a kill. Or check that. Shields will get the kill. Aubrey Shields stops what would have been a 6-0 Lenox run. It makes it 11-3.
Kind of stops the bleeding there early for Mount Air. They gotta do something here, and you don't want to get this big of a deficit here early.
Service received by Reed. Up to get it was Funk. Now Cox will scramble and push it across into the back row. It was dug out by Nickel. Here's a swing. Shields. Reed got a hand on it. Cox pass ahead. Junker over the block. Dug out though by Mount Air, and then they ran into each other. Shields was going for a roll shot. Ruggles, I think, was trying to get out of the way but couldn't. They collide, and it's now 12-3 Lenox.
Just some big mistakes that, Mount Air kind of needs to clean up if they want to get back into this one.
So serve coming from Aubrey Moore for the Tigers. Moore's serve is over and into the back row. They will set it to Shields. But Funk sniffed it out. Now Robles with the swing. Mount Air sends it back across. Roll shot. Huntington off the tape. Played by Curtis. Robles will two-hand push it across into the back row. Huntington. Here's a set left side. Off a touch. Shields kept the line by Cox. And it hit the rafter. Robles gets it over, though, on a free ball. Mount Air will set now to Ruggles. That is deep. And Sadie Cox with that dig. He kept that point going for Lenox, and it's 13-3.
Mount Air's offense they showed signs of life there on that rally. Obviously, we're able to finish it and get the point, and it's getting time where they might have to consider taking. They already took their first time out early. They might have to consider taking their second.
And Cox tried to go across, just missed the angle, and it's 13-4. Yeah, it's kind of similar to set 2, right? They got down 6-0 early in set 2. They took that timeout, and then they played with that timeout through the rest of the set. Now they're down 9. Olivia Huntington serves to Moore. Here's a set to Robles from Funk. It was blocked, though. They'll go back on the attack. Funk to Robles again. Oh, not quite overpassed on the dig by Huntington. And then Nickel with the back row swing puts it in the net, and it's 14-4.
Yeah, the only difference between this one and that second set was Mount Air coming out of the timeout was able to kind of keep up with Lenox besides the deficit that they already had. This one, Lenox just able to keep adding on to it, and the Mount Air miscues are just continuing.
A free ball sent over and a land for Mount Air makes it 14-5. Here in set number 3. We have our first KMA Land result of the night. Holy Trinity Catholic beats Moulton Udell 25-7, 25-2, 25-2. Serve received by Lenox. They will send it over on a free ball by Cox. Huntington got to it. A big swing in the middle by Brea Nickel is deep. And that'll make it 15-5 advantage Lenox. So 15-5 as the Tigers will put Danielle Robinson back at the service line. Serve is in. They will set to Nickel. It's deep. And it's 16-5. And you can tell maybe a little frustration on the Mount Air side right now. They're getting good shots. They're just missing on them.
Yeah, and with this frustration, you might have to call that timeout in one more point just to calm the nerves and maybe try and get back into this set, but it's getting pretty late into it.
Robles had that blocked back. It was off of her head, and it lands on the Lenox side. Mount Air will get the point back. Makes it 16-6 here in the third set. Hayden Ruggles to serve. Serve is received by Moore. It'll be an ace for Ruggles to make it 16-7. But again, similar to where we were in set 2, Tate, you got to go on a run here if you're Mount Air. You cannot trade points.
Yeah, that early deficit was just too much. You can't continue to trade points here like you did in set number 2.
And they'll get another kill on a block on the front row with Murphy. Ashlyn Murphy gets it. And it's 16-8.
If Mount Air is able to extend this lead or extend this run for almost as long as possible, maybe get it 16-12 or 13, this would be a lot different set.
What won't happen on this point, though, is Robles puts one through the block and down for a kill to make it 17-8. So now Lenox up 9, chasing 8. We'll have Gabby Robles back to serve. There's a swing that is deep. They're going to say in by Eaton in the back row. Line judge says that's in. Might have been tipped at the front line, and it's 17-9. Abby Eaton gets the kill. But again, a tall task to climb for the Raiderettes.
And they almost
manage Lenox here on the KMA Extreme online, KMAland.com. Not video during postseason. They don't allow that. Served by Cox is over, and in could be another ace, and it is. Back-to-back aces for Sadie Cox has grown the Lenox lead to 21-12. 3 in a row for the Tigers, and we'll see if Coach Graham maybe contemplates at some point taking that final timeout.
I'd say if Lenox is able to get another point here, you probably have to take that timeout as you really ran out of room.
Cox with the serve receive. They will set now in the middle. Curtis. Huntington got a touch. They will send it over with Shields. Cox fell down, popping it up. Here's Curtis, will tap it over the block. Dug out, though, by Shields. Ruggles will bump, nobody up to it. Huntington finally sends it over on a free ball. Now Funk will set to Junker. It's deep. It makes it 21-13. Here in set number 3. 1 set apiece. Our score right now, at least in terms of the match.
Definitely a point Lenox is okay with giving away. They've got a pretty good commanding lead here. Mount Air has to do something right here or this set might be as good as gone.
Cox falling down, sends one wide, and it's 21-14 now our score. But Mount Air needs a run, and they're running out of points to do it in. 21-14 here in set 3. Serve received by Cox. Here's a set to Curtis, who pushes it over. Now Mount Air on the attack. They set to Shields. That was dug out by Cox. It hit the basketball hoop. They still play through. Junker through the block, kept alive by Mount Air. Funk got a bump. Reed will bump it to Cox, who sends it in from the back row. Dug out, though, by Mount Air. We're still going. Ruggles to Shields on the run. Dug out by Cox. Here's a set in the middle. Curtis off a touch. Dug out by Huntington. Nice little volley here. Ruggles to Shields. Dug out by Cox. That hits the rafter, and they're going to say Mount Air points. They will. And it's 21-15. Last 3 to Mount Air. So they've cut this deficit down to 6.
That was a big rally there for Mount Air to win. They looked really good. Just going to see if they can keep it up.
Here's a set to Curtis off a touch. Now Mount Air on the attack. Back row swing nickel. There to get it was Robles. Pass ahead Funk to Curtis in the middle. Didn't get it over. And it's 21-16, 4 in a row. Coach Jesse Cox of Lenox going to let them play through at least another point. Serve is received. Here's Junker going from the right side. That is a kill. Ava Junker puts that one down, 22-16. Sadie Cox most nights is going to be the player of the game for Lenox just naturally because of what she does and what she's capable of. But if there's like a hidden player of the game, it's got to be, and they've had different ones, and this is the 3rd time we've done Lenox volleyball this year. The first time it was Izzy Curtis, and last time it was Gabby Robles. Tonight, it has been Ava Junker up to this point. 22-16 Lenox here in set 3. Cross shot will land for a kill by Aubrey Shields, and it's 22-17.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, Sadie Cox is just going to do what she does every single night, and that's put up really good numbers. But the way Lenox is able to win a lot of matches is those sneaky players that kind of put up sneaky, quiet, good nights. They really make a difference.
Funk taps one over on the joust to the net, and it's 23-17 Lenox. So Delaney Funk gets the Tigers within 2 points to take it a 2-1 lead. Cam is moving on. They swept Martinsdale St. Mary's tonight. Also Riverside moving on. They swept Woodbine. Here's a swing by Murphy. Return on a roll shot by Curtis. And then a deep swing by Ruggles will make it set point. 24-17 our score. So set point for Lenox. They've got 7 of them to work with. Mount Air will take a timeout. We'll take a quick one with them. We're on the KMA Extreme, KMAland.com.
Is believing. That's what you'll hear from customers that choose Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood time and time again. Barrett customers come in for vehicles and service work, but they come back for conversation and honest advice. They want one of the largest pre-owned and fully serviced inventories in KMA land, and they return when they've gone elsewhere and it just isn't the same. See and believe for yourself how little differences add up to a better car buying experience. Come back to Barrett's and Barrett'sAutoCenter.com.
Lenox up 24-17 here in set number 3. The Tigers 1 point away from taking a 2-1 lead here in this Class 1A Region 3 first round battle. Trevor Mader, Tate, and Amy with you here tonight. And Tate and Mount Air controlled the first set, but Lenox has really gotten a rhythm since then.
Yeah, and I wonder if that Lenox losing that first set, like you've been saying all night long, was kind of a wake-up call for them. And yeah, they've been on fire here in the last 2 sets. It's been all Lenox, and they've been in control the entire way.
And they will end the set on an ace to make it 25-17. So the Tigers now lead the match 2-1 as we go to the 4th. That was Cox serving that ace here in the KMA Extreme.
30 years, Chat Mobility has provided Southwest Iowa with the latest technology and a high-speed nationwide network. More importantly, Chat Mobility provides real customer service that you can only get from a local company. When you choose Chat Mobility, we take the time to answer all of your questions and to make sure you're totally comfortable with your phone. You'll have peace of mind knowing that we are here to help with any concerns you may have going forward. Real hometown customer service only from Chat Mobility.
Terry Nornberg.
I'm Mike Wilson, Chief Operating Officer here at Cubby's.
My name is Don Wilson, and I'm president of Cubby's Convenience Stores.
I started out with Cubby's as a cashier to a store manager within 2 months, and then as a district manager. I can see myself with Cubby's for the long term.
We're looking for team members that smile, that are friendly, that want to help the customer, they want to learn, they want to grow, and they've got a great positive attitude.
If that's you, apply now. Text Cubby's, C-U-B-B-Y-S, to 242424.
Reliable internet matters to you, and it matters to FMTC too. So what does reliable look like? At FMTC, reliable means 99% uptime. And if there's a problem, we measure resolution in minutes, not hours or days. You need bandwidth, and FMTC has it. Up to 1 gig. Our fiber internet offers equal download and upload speeds, in addition to being unlimited and reliable. FMTC Fiber. Internet worth talking about.
On to the 4th set here in Lenox. The Tigers lead the match 2-1 after taking sets 2 and 3. They are 1 set win away from moving on to a regional quarterfinal where they will get the winner of Griswold Fremont Mills. See if we can get a score from that one. I know Derek Martin's got the call of that tonight on KMA FM. Griswold was up 2-0. And that is the last update I've seen on that. Handful of sets have already gone final, or matches have already gone final tonight across KMA land. Lenox will get first serve to start this set. It's Danielle Robinson.
Lenox going to try and get out early like they had in the last 2 sets and try and put this one away here early.
Swing by Eaton, dug out by Robinson, that being Dana Robinson. Free ball set over by Cox. Into the back row, played by Eaton. Here's a set to Nickel, who puts it down for a kill. And Mount Air's on the board first in set number 4 on the Brian Nickel winner. And the key for Mount Air in set 1 was they kind of traded points early on, and then they went on the run. Kind of in the middle part of that frame.
You know, in set 2 and 3, they were able to hang around there in the middle and end, but Lenox was able to get out to such an early start that there wasn't much they could do. If they're able to get the early start, it's going to be interesting to see how this set turns out.
Sadie Cox off a touch, puts one down for a kill. Missouri Valley sweeps Logan Magnolia tonight in Class 2A, so the Lady Reds are moving on. So 1-1 our score here in set number 4. Ruggles will set to Eaton. Nice shot by Eaton. Will land for a kill. Makes it 2-1 Mount Air on the Abby Eaton kill. And Olivia Huntington will serve for the Raiderettes. They were 15-12 on the year out of the Proud of Iowa Conference. Huntington serves an ace, and it's 3-1 Mount Air. As the Mount Air student section reminds us how to spell ace. In case you were wondering, it's a tricky one.
It's one that would definitely get me.
They'll get you one. They'll get you sometimes. There's a free ball sent over by Yunker. Set from Ruggles to Shields was blocked by Cox. We're still going. Here's a free ball sent over by Shields. There to get it was Robinson. Reed will set in the middle to Cox, who tapped it over the block. Ruggles hit the deck to get a hand on it. Huntington pass ahead. Free ball set across by Eaton. Reed going left side. Junker stayed on the net for a minute and lands on the Lenox side. Mount Air will get the point out of that and make it 4-1.
What an interesting block there from Mount Air. It kind of hung out on the tape for a while and eventually went over to the Lenox side. Interesting shot there.
Cox will tap it across after stopping in her tracks. Here's a roll shot across by Shields. Reed pass to Junker, blocked. Nobody up front for Lenox, and it's another swat. That time Nickel and Eaton there, and Mount Air out to a 5-1 lead.
Mount Air showing some real life here early. It's going to be, they don't want to go away quite yet. This is a big one for them.
Reed will set to Junker. Junker over the block. Ruggles got to it, though, in the back row. Now they'll return with a roll shot by Shields. Robles didn't get a clean play on it. Hit a light. Cox kept it alive, but it will land on the Lenox side. And Mount Air's lead now 6-1 here in set number 4.
It's kind of a similar score we saw in set number 1 from Mount Air until obviously Lenox was able to kind of bring it back. But Mount Air did get out to an early start in that one.
Reed with the back set to Cox, and she'll get the kill to make it 6-2. Griswold up 22-21 on FM in set 3. The Tigers trying to close that one out. Here's the serve by Reed. It is in, and it's an ace just along the line from Zoe Reed. 2 in a row for the Tigers. Cuts this to 6-3.
What a spot there from Zoe Reed. Really painted that right line perfectly. Mount Air wasn't able to get to it.
It's a good way to freeze a serve receive. Here's a set to Nickel on the back set from Ruggles. Reed hit the carpet to get it over. Free ball sent across by Cox. Huntington, Ruggles, Shields dug out by Robles. Up to get it was Funk. Junker will pop it up and over. Ruggles will set in the middle. It was blocked. Nickel had Cox on the block, and Cox gets the swat at 6-4. 3 in a row for Lenox, makes it 6-4.
Sadie Cox tonight, obviously offensively, she's been good per usual, but tonight on the front line, she's been blocking so many different attacks from Mount Air that it's really made a big difference in this one.
And then Shields just mistimed a set, and it lands for a Lenox point to make it 6-5. Here's a back set to Nickel. Cross shot. That was a good shot. Played, though, by Lenox. They don't get it over. It hit the light fixtures about 3 different times on that sequence. Robles, I thought, had a play on it to get it across, but to no avail. And it's 7-5 Mount Air. That stops a 4-0 Lenox run. Serve received by Robinson. Here's a set to Cox. Cox off the block, tools it down. And Sadie Cox makes it 7-6 after that kill.
In a game like this where Lenox needs, or in the set like this where Lenox needs some clutch points, of course it's going to be Sadie Cox, coming out on the other end of those.
Serve goes deep for Lenox. Will make it 8-6, so Mount Air maintains the lead. 1A Region 4 tonight. Twin Cedars moving on. They swept Melcher Dallas. I've yet to see a result come in involving a KMA-Land team that's gone 4 sets. This one will have gone at least 4. Here's Junker freeballing it across. Ruggles now will set in the middle. Shields never got it over. And it's an 8-7 Mount Air lead. Lenox has cut this down to 1. So we'll get a side out.
Yeah, Mount Air did a good job, getting out early, but Lenox responds really nicely with a run of their own, bringing themselves back into this one.
Serve received by Mount Air. Here's the swing. Ruggles along the pin, puts it down. And the lead will go back up to 2 on the Hayden Ruggles kill to make it 9-7. Hayden's dad, Brett, a longtime teacher and coach at Mount Air. Serve received by Moore. Reed will set to Robles. Big swing, too big. And it's 10-7. So 10-7 our score. After the attack error by Lenox, they'll get a point back, though, on a service error to make it 10-8.
If Mount Air wants to force that set number 5, that's one thing they've really got to do is clean up those service errors. They're a big piece to every single volleyball match, and we'll see how that affects this one.
There's a set to Ruggles, never got it over, just mistimed the jump. Bedford sweeps diagonal tonight, 10-9 our score now in this one. So Bedford will get St. Albert, assuming St. Albert took care of Heartland Christian tonight. Maybe don't want to assume, but they were heavily favored. There's a bump set. No, it was actually overpassed. Reed got a shot, and then another overpass on the joust is won by Lenox. And we are tied in this set for the first time in this frame at 10 apiece. Delaney Funk will now serve. Funk served on the right side, was received. Now here's a left-handed swing. Ashland Murphy tried to go right down the line and missed. And Lenox will take a lead, their first of the set at 11-10 after the attack error.
You know, Mount Air, they got out to this one early, took a big lead there, and Lenox answered. Now they have the lead here. Mount Air's kind of got to battle back and get on some more runs if they want to force set 5.
They will free ball it across, will Mount Air. Now Reed will set right to left to Robles. Dug out, though, back row Nickel. Here's a set to Nickel. Cox got to it to hit the light and it'll land. Give Brea Nickel the kill. And we are tied at 11 after the Brea Nickel winner. Here in set number 4, Mount Air trying to force a race to 15. Serve is received by Moore. Reed back set, Curtis block. Nickel and Murphy are there on the block, and it's a 12-11 Mount Air lead.
There's a big block there from the Mount Air front row. Now they need to take some of this momentum and kind of run with it and, you know, put Lenox in a bad situation.
Reed put it over, but it was played by Mount Air. Here's Ruggles, his roll shot dug out by Cox off a touch. Reed passing right to left. Robles, it was sent back by Nickel and a land. And it's a 13-11 Mount Air lead, a 3-0 run for the Raiderettes. Coach Jesse Cox of Lenox going to let them continue playing through at the moment. Jana Irving to serve. Cox setting to Robles. It was blocked back. Curtis got to it. And then sent down the line and in by Lenox. Will give him the kill at 13-11, 13-12.
I think that, they called that one out, actually.
No, they did.
Out
okay,
wide.
Yeah. The Lenox side kind of celebrated for a moment like they thought it was a kill. They say, nope, it's out wide. 14-11 our score. Reed will back set to Robles off the tape and a kill. We'll make it 14-12 on the Gabby Robles winner.
Big play there from Robles to stop the Mount Air, their little mini run that they had going. And, you know, now they can get something going on their own, retake this lead.
Serve received by Mount Air. They will return it with Ruggles into the back row. Moore. Reed setting in the front row. Cox just smacked it across. Now Mount Air will return to the roll shot by Ruggles to Funk. Reed setting to Robles, sits down. Gabby Robles with another kill, and it's a 1-point set at 14-13. Back-to-back kills for her. Keeping Lenox in this one. Sydney, a dominant winner over Hamburg tonight. And the serve goes deep for Mount Air for Lenox, makes it 15-13. Here in this fourth set. Hayden Ruggles rather to serve. Her brother Jackson, the quarterback on a playoff team for Mount Air. Reed will back set to Robles, dug out by Ruggles. And then an awkward play sent over, though, nicely by Murphy along the pin. And then pushed into the back row. Cox got it to land in the back. Nicely planted by Sadie Cox, and it's 15-14.
Perfect spot there from Sadie Cox, painting the back right corner. Not much Mount Air was able to do there as they were kind of off to the left, and Cox played it perfectly.
Serve received by Huntington. Here's a swing by Eaton that is dug out by Lenox. Cox, another kill, will put it down. And we are tied at 15 here in set number 4. And this is the area you wanted to avoid if you were Mount Air.
Yeah, when Sadie Cox earlier in this set, she was in the back row, and she wasn't as effective in the offense. But now that she's in the front row, she provides a little bit more power. That she's able to power through some blocks there, and it's big for this Lenox offense.
Junker off a touch had that dugout. Now Ruggles will set, and that is blocked. But wide, it'll be a Mount Air point to make it 16-15. That'll be a blocking error on Lenox. And Mount Air back on top here in set 4. The Raiderettes trying to scratch and claw their way into a 5th set. Serve received by Funk. Reed, nobody came up to on the back set. There was all kinds of miscommunication. Cox and Junker both thought it was the other one's ball. Neither got to it, and it's a Mount Air point to make it 17-15. Huntington will continue to serve. Funk with the serve receive. Back to Robinson. They will send it over. Junker, no, they don't. I think Lenox has to call a timeout here.
Yeah, a little bit frustration going on the Lenox side after that big miscommunication error. It's definitely gonna have to consider calling a timeout if Mount Air is able to put another point in.
Coach Jesse Cox lets them play through, but here's an ace now from Huntington, makes it 19-15. 4 in a row for the Raiderettes. Meanwhile, Griswold gets a sweep tonight, so the winner of this will get that one. We'll get them on Wednesday. Funk with the serve receive. Here's a set to Cox from Reed. It's down. Sadie Cox stops what had been a 4-0 Mount Air run with a kill. And it's 19-16.
That was big for Lenox and Sadie Cox. The Mount Air was starting to enter a little bit of a danger zone there at 19, and they were hot. Maybe Lenox can take some momentum here.
Cross shot by Aubrey Shields will stop that momentum, and it's 20-16. And the Mount Air student section that is just to our right, they are feeling good about everything right now. At least as good as you can, down 2-1. Served by Nickel, received by Reed. They will set to Cox. That is overpassed wide, and it'll be a Sadie Cox kill to make it 20-17. Here in this 4th set, Mount Air trying to hang on and force a 5th set. Lenox trying to claw their way back.
Yeah, they kind of switched. They switched kind of positions they were in set number 2 and 3. Now Lenox is needing the run, and Mount Air's okay with trading points, whereas in set 2 and 3 it was the opposite.
Shields just mistimed the jump at the net, and it'll land. It'll be a Lenox point to make it 20-18 after the attack error. Sadie Cox back at the service line for Lenox. Serve is over and into Huntington. Pass ahead to Ruggles. She will set Eaton. Reed got a hand on it. Cox to Curtis. Sits down. It's a 1-point set. Izzy Curtis with the kill, 20-19.
Able to bring it within 1. This is big for Lenox. They clawed their way back in, and now they're looking to maybe even take a lead on this.
Another serve from Cox, played by Huntington. Ruggles will set to Murphy, and it'll check that. That was Greenland. Anna Greenland gets her first goal tonight to hit the rafter, and it'll land for a kill, and a big one for Mount Air. Gets this back up to 21-19. The Raiderettes 4 points away from forcing a 5th set. 21-19 our score. Serve from Mount Air, received by Reed. Cox will set to Curtis. That is deep, they say. And it's 22-19 to Mount Air, up 3, chasing 3.
If Mount Air is able to put together a point here, Lenox has probably consider taking a timeout, as Mount Air's really entered the danger zone.
Eaton serve is deep, and it's 22-20. And the Lenox side maybe breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief there as you get this back down to 2. But again, you're running out of points to trade.
That was kind of a tough one for Mountain Air. That's a tough service error when you just kind of, you have the opportunity to maybe take a big lead, kind of give it away with the service error. See if that affects this game, this set later on.
Here's a set to Robles. Robles off a touch, dug out though by Eden. They don't get it over though. Ruggles mistimed it, blocked by Lenox, back down to a 1-point set. Yeah, 23-19 is a lot different than where we're at now at 22-21. Here's the serve by Moore. It is received by Huntington. Pass ahead. And they get it over on the free ball, and it'll land for a kill. I didn't see who that was. I believe it was Ruggles. Makes it 23-21 Mount Air. And the Raiderettes now 2 points away from forcing a race to 15.
That was huge. Now you're at the 23-point, and, you know, it does force Lenox to take a timeout.
Well, Lenox will take a timeout. We'll take one with them here on the KMA Extreme.
At Hawkeye Ford, we go the extra mile for our valued customers. No matter where you purchase your vehicle, our expert team provides top-notch service with unwavering commitment to excellence. We ensure your ride gets the best care it deserves. From routine maintenance to major repairs, we got you covered. Experience the convenience and expertise of Hawkeye Ford Service Department today. Call Hawkeye Ford at 712-623-5147 to book your vehicle service needs.
Mount Air trying to force a race to 15. Here at KMA Extreme online, KMAland.com. Class 1A Region 3 first round action. 23-21, they lead set 4. Lenox leads the match 2-1 after winning sets 2 and 3. But the Tigers need to scratch and claw if they want to end this in 4. Otherwise, Mount Air, they've got all the momentum. Serve is received by Moore to Cox. They will return on a free ball by Reed into the back row. There to get it was Nickel. Here's a swing left side by Murphy. Reed right back to Robles. It is going to be a kill for Gabby Robles. And a 23-22 score. The Mount Air side trying to argue that it never got over the net.
That was a pretty close call. I think it went in the right direction, but we'll see if that's a big point there for Lenox.
Pushed across by Ruggles to Moore. Reed will set to Robles. It is down. And it's 23-all on the Gabby Robles kill. She's had the last 2. And now it's prompted a Mount Air timeout. We'll take one with them on the KMA Extreme, KMAland.com.
What you want to do with your life? Feel like your job is at a standstill? Get your foot in the door with area manufacturing companies at Iowa Western Community College's SEAM program. Sign up now in the Center of Excellence for Advanced Manufacturing through IWCC. Classes are just 2 early evenings a week with holidays and summers off. Improve your current skills and learn new ones that will give you a new career or even enhance your current one. For more information on SEAM, contact IWCC's Clarinda at 712-542-5117.
23-23 our score here in set number 4 on the KMA Extreme online, KMAland.com. Lenox with the serve with Delaney Funk, the lefty. That serve is received by Mount Air, up to get it and send it over on the free ball with Greenland. Now joust to the net, blocked by Mount Air to land. Greenland was up there in the front row, as was Ruggles, and it's set point for the Raiderettes at 24-23.
Big block there from the Raider front row, and, you know, that forces a set point. Huge point there for Mount Air.
Jana Irving to serve. And not before a Lenox timeout. We will take it with the Mount Air 1 point away from forcing an always entertaining race to 15.
Since 1892, Malvern Bank has been building community from 404 Main Street in Malvern, Iowa. For generations, Malvern Bank has been serving local businesses, families, and farms to help them achieve their goals in every step of their lives. From saving for college to planning for retirement and everything in between, Malvern Bank is your full-service community bank. Call, click, or stop in today to apply for an account, loan, or credit card. Malvern Bank, we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Jana Irving to serve for Mount Air. Serve is over and into Aubrey Moore. Reed will set to Robles. Robles is in. And we're going to have a race to 26 after the Gabby Robles kill makes it 24-24. Robles has been clutch for Lenox down the stretch in this fourth set.
Gabby Robles able to keep Lenox alive. That's really big here. This is
Robinson service received. Here's a swing by Mount Air that'll land for a kill with Brea Nickel. Nickel put in the back row, and it's 25-24. And another set point coming up for the Raiderettes. Hayden Ruggles will serve. Mount Air trying to keep their season going. Ruggles with the jump serve. It is going to be an ace. And we got a race to 15 on our hands after the Hayden Ruggles ace. Gives Mount Air the 26-24 set. And set 5 is always fun. They're even more fun when your season is on the line. We will step aside. Set 5 coming up here in a few minutes on the KMA Extreme.
Nutrien Ag Solutions is your leading agricultural retailer of crop inputs and expert solutions. And they're your choice in the region for top-of-the-line products and customer service. When nothing short of the best is your standard, talk with Nutrien Ag Solutions in West Pearl, Missouri, Coyne, Percival, and Essex, Iowa for fall application and products. Nutrien Ag Solutions, growing your crops and your bottom line.
Hang on.
Business majors at Northwest Missouri State University gain the knowledge and the experiences of agriculture as well as business foundations. Northwest's faculty focuses on 4 core areas: agricultural finance, agricultural marketing, agricultural policy, and economics of agricultural production. Career opportunities in this field at Northwest include agricultural sales representative, grain merchandising, agricultural lender, operations manager, and claims adjuster. Find out more about an agricultural business major at Northwest Missouri State University.
OSI is considered a premier global food provider by many of the world's leading brands. OSI delivers leading-edge food solutions for product development as well as processing. Much of it is done from their Oakland, Iowa plant. Being a leader in the industry allows OSI Oakland to give back to their communities by sponsoring area high school events, offering special programs for veterans, and other community outreach programs. Well, to learn more, visit osigroup.com and search for the Oakland, Iowa location.
On to the 5th here in Lenox on the KMA Extreme Online, KMAland.com. Trevor Mader, Tate and Amy with you here tonight. Class 1A Region 3 first round matchup, and we've got a always exciting race to 15 coming up between 2 Proud of Iowa Conference rivals. Somebody going to get a date with Griswold on Wednesday night. If you're just tuning in, Mount Air took set 1, Lenox took sets 2 and 3. Set 4, I would say definitely the most entertaining, nail-biting set of the night. Went Mount Air's way, 26-24.
That was a major bounce-back set there for Mount Air. You know, they went down 2-1. They looked controlling in set number 1, and then they kind of get dominated by Lenox's offense in set 2 and 3. But then they bounce back and they make a win set number 4, and then they force a set 5.
So about ready to begin this 5th set. Then Griswold will get the winner on Wednesday night in Griswold. The Tigers were a 3-set winner over Fremont Mills tonight. Riverside also a sweep win tonight over Woodbine. Here's the serve from Hayden Ruggles to start this 5th set. Received by Funk. Reed setting to Cox. They ran at each other. Reed and Cox collide. The first point of the set goes to Mount Air.
The big thing about set number 5 is since we only go to 15, it's so important to see who gets out early. And in the last set, we saw Mount Air really get out early. If they are able to do that again, I think that they can take control of this set 5.
Cox, big swing dug out by Irving, and then overpass lands. Nobody got to it for Lenox. And the overpass after the dig by Jana Irving gives Mount Air an early 2-0 lead in this 5th set.
Lenox has got to clean up that mistake right there. More miscommunication. Is both these teams have kind of had their fair share of it, but Lenox happening of late.
And then Hayden Ruggles with an ace. And it's 3-zip Mount Ayr and an early Lenox timeout as the tables have turned here in this 5th set. We'll be back in a moment.
Family, they're always there when you need them. We feel the same about banking. At PCSB, we believe in building relationships that never close. That's why we offer ITMs with extended hours and a breadth of digital services for your convenience. But it's our people who create a true connection with our community. We don't stop working for you when the workday is done. We're always your bank, and we're always working for you. PCSB, we believe in you. Visit us online at wearepcsb.com. Member FDIC.
Mount Ayr with the first 3 points of this decisive 5th set, and they lead the match as Hayden Ruggles will continue to serve for the Raiderettes.
That was a big timeout Lenox had to burn there early.
Ruggles' serve is over and in to Funk. Reed will set to Cox. It's off the block and down. A much-needed point for Lenox comes on a Sadie Cox kill. 3-1 our score.
That was big. You got to make sure this, coming out of that timeout, you got to make sure that you do flip the switch and kind of change the momentum going your way. That first point is very crucial, and Lenox able to get it.
And then Robles is going to get an ace to follow, and it's 3-2. After the Gabby Robles ace.
This is going to be a very fun set to 15. Mount Ayr got out early with 3, and Lenox showing some fight getting back into it.
Robles from the left side of the floor will serve. Her team down 3-2 in this 5th set. And that one just got over. Mount Ayr never had a clean serve receive on that, and Lenox will get another point out of it. So now the last 3 have gone to Lenox to make it 3-3. Robles will continue to serve. Robles' serve into the back row and deep. Huntington did a good job pulling off of it the last minute. Mount Ayr regains the lead at 4-3.
Big service error there for Lenox. Got to eliminate as many of those as possible.
So the serve coming for Ashlyn Murphy. Cox got to it. Reed will pass right back to Cox. Blocked. That was blocked by Brea Nickel. And it's 5-3 Mount Ayr.
Big block there from Nichols from the powerful Sadie Cox, and prevents a big Lenox point there and grows their lead to 2.
Serve will be an ace for Mount Ayr, and it's 6-3. Ashlyn Murphy serves the ace, and we have traded 3-0 runs. Mount Ayr had one to start. Lenox then had one. Now Mount Ayr on one. 6-3 our score. With Ashlyn Murphy at the service line. Her serve is over and into Cox in the middle of the front row. Bumped by Reed, right back to Cox. Two-hand push across. Ruggles tracking it down on the first touch. They'll free ball it across into the back row with Eden. Now Reed will set to Yunker. Yunker, dug out, back row Irving. Ruggles goes left side. Shields lands it. And Aubrey Shields gets the kill to make it 7-3.
This Mount Ayr offense looks, from this set and the last set, looks completely different from the one we saw from sets number 2 and 3. They really had a good showing in set number 1, and now this is amazing right here is what they needed. They were down 2-1 and clawed their way back and has a good lead here in set number 5.
Yunker had a dugout by Ruggles, but not for long. It hits the floor, and it's 7-4. Not only did they lose sets 2 and 3, Lenox controlled those sets pretty much the entire way. Mount Ayr battles back in set 4, and they're up in set 5, but the hay not in the barn yet, as Zoe Reed will serve for Lenox, her team down 7-4. Reed's serve is to Huntington. She'll pass to Ruggles. Ruggles setting to Nickel. Dug out by Reed off a touch. Up to get it is Funk. Two-hand push across by Cox. Dug out back row Irving. Ruggles passing left side. Down for the kill from Aubrey Shields, and it's 8-4 Mount Ayr.
This is huge for Mount Ayr. You know, they're getting Lenox in situations where Lenox isn't able to create an offense, and Mount Air's just throwing shots at him over and over again. It's pretty cool to watch.
Here's the serve received by Robles. They will back set to Cox through the block, puts it down. It's 8-5 on the Sadie Cox kill.
Big, much-needed point there for Lenox, as that one, was starting to get a little bit out of hand, as 8-4 is getting to be a tough deficit.
And 8-5, that's the 18th kill by Cox, by the way. 8-5 is a lot better than 9-4, and it might be 8-6. It will be, as there's an ace from Cox. And Tate and Amy, if you're Lenox now, you really have to capitalize with where you are in the rotation, because you've got Sadie Cox at the service line. Down 2 with your season on the line. Cox's serve is over and in. Overpass. Curtis to Reed. They'll go to Yunker. Yunker over the block. Popped up by Ruggles. Free ball by Huntington. Actually more of a bump set by Huntington to Shields for a swing. Dug out by Robles. Funk got to it. Cox push across. Got over. 2 defenders to the deck for Mount Air. They got to get over on 3, and they do not. And it's 8-7. And the momentum swingeth back to the Lenox side as they scored 3 in a row. This is fun volleyball. Early Agrivision Equipment Group Tournament Trail.
What a match here in the first round, too. These two teams, neither one wanting to go away for the year.
Cox's serves an ace, and we're tied at 8. And now all that momentum that was on the Lenox side is gone, or on the Mount Air side is gone to Lenox. And Mount Air will take a timeout. 8-8 our score here in set number 5 on the KMA video stream.
With a chronic respiratory condition, Rogers Pharmacy can provide what you need. Rogers Pharmacy offers a full line of respiratory equipment like oxygen, BiPAP, CPAP, and nebulizers. Rogers Pharmacy isn't a big box pharmacy where you may have to wait for days and weeks to get what you need. They're a full-service, independent, family-owned pharmacy, and they go above and beyond to offer you the quality service and products you deserve. See Rogers Pharmacy in Tarkio, Maryville, Mound City, St. Joseph, and Stanberry, Missouri. Visit Rogers Pharmacy online at rogersrx.com.
Lenox with the last 4, and we are tied at 8 apiece here in set number 5 of this Class 1A Region 3 first-round matchup. Sadie Cox at the service line for Lenox. She's been stellar for them. Meanwhile, for Mount Air, it's been Aubrey Shields and Hayden Ruggles throughout the night. Serve received by Brea Nickel. Pass ahead, Ruggles. They will go left side. Shields. Cox got a hand on it, but it'll land. And it's a Mount Air point on the Aubrey Shields kill, and it stops what had been a 4-0 run. 9-8 Raiderettes.
That's big for Mount Air. They are able to stop the Lenox run, and let's see if they can kind of go on one of their own again, as they've done so in previous in this set.
Abby Eaton will serve for Mount Air. And Griswold patiently awaiting the winner of this one on Wednesday night. Raiderettes were down 2-1, and we will get a stoppage and a timeout taken by Lenox. I think they're saying the antenna is not straight, it's crooked. At least that's what Sadie Cox is saying.
And I think that last one they think went wide of it.
That's Gabby Robles is the captain that's allowed to go and question the official or get an explanation. That's what she did. And now Sadie Cox in the back row kind of leveling it out, imaginary, or how you can, saying, I don't think the antenna is straight. And, just looking from here, I don't think it's,
I don't think it's super straight.
So now we got a stoppage so they can adjust the antenna and try to get that all nice and level. If you're just tuning in, you missed a fun one so far. Mount Air won set 1. Lenox took sets 2 and 3. Mount Air won a thrilling set 4 to keep the night going. Started strong in set 5. Lenox rallied. Mount Air answered with a run. Lenox answered with a run, but Mount Air got the last point on an Aubrey Shields kill to give themselves a 9-8 lead in what is the rubber match between these two Pride of Iowa Conference teams this year. They met twice, both won 1. Whoever gets that second win is going to have bragging rights because it means they'll have ended the other team's season. Abby Eaton to serve. Her team up 1 here in the 5th. Eaton's serve is over and into Reed. Funk will set to Curtis. Never got it over. And it's 10-8 Mount Air.
More big points for Mount Air. And, they kind of came into this one. Most people had Lenox as a favorite for sure, and they've really showed their case that, they did beat Lenox this year, and they can do it again.
Curtis sends it over. Huntington hits the deck to keep it alive for Mount Air. Here's a swing. Never got across by Greenland. Blocked by Curtis, who says, let's go after the block, and it's 10-9. Mount Air still on top. Lenox will side out. Aubrey Moore comes in. Ava Junker out of the rotation for the Tigers. Abby Eaton out of the rotation for Mount Air. Moore will serve. 10-9 Mount Air in the fifth set. Aubrey Moore's serve is received by Huntington. They will set to Ruggles, dug out by Moore, ahead to Funk. Now Curtis just palms it over and down, and we're tied. Izzy Curtis makes it 10-10. She had the block and then the kill for the last 2 points.
These two teams have just been trading runs here in set number 5, and it's made for a really, really exciting set.
Moore almost served an ace. It was kept off the floor by Huntington. Now here's a swing. Shields dug out by Reed. Funk will set to Robles. It's down! And Lenox with the last 3 is taking an 11-10 lead. On the kill by Gabby Robles. It is her 8th of the night, and it's a Mount Air timeout. Momentum continues to shift throughout this fifth set here in Lenox. We'll be back in 30 of the K-Bank Stream.
People ask me what my dad does. I still don't have exactly the right answer. This is Sadie, and my dad is Shane from Schaff Ag. I know he takes calls and texts early in the morning and late at night. I know he does research to find the best products at the best prices. And I know he says, I'll get that done for you. But I guess I'm still not sure what all is involved in every aspect of agronomy. But I know my dad does it all. Call Shane at Schaff Ag and see for yourself. 712-520-1333.
Lenox leading this decisive fifth set, 11-10, as Aubrey Moore serves to Olivia Huntington. Here's a bump by Mount Air. They will send it over on a free ball by Huntington into the back row. Sadie Cox got a touch. Funk setting to Robles through the block and down. And they kept playing through and they stopped. Yeah, a lift call on Mount Air will be the call. And it'll be a 12-10 Lenox lead.
Lenox able to create a little bit of separation. Let's see if they can kind of grow it out a little bit more. Maybe put a stop to this Mount Air late in the match run.
4 in a row for Lenox has got them a 12-10 lead. When they took the lead moments ago, it's the first time they led in the fifth set. Here's the serve by Moore, received by Huntington. They will back set Shields. Reed was there. Funk might have got called for 2 touches. She did. And Mount Air gets a point back at 12-11.
Mount Air catches the break they needed. That Lenox offense was looking very good, and that's what they needed to maybe get back into this one, as it was kind of getting close.
Huntington's serve was to Reed. Funk will bump it to Robles. Robles stopped in her tracks, sent it over on a 2-hand push. Now Mount Air on the attack. Left side swing, palmed over by Murphy, dug out by Cox. Funk setting to Robles. It is down along the line. And it's 13-11 on the Gabby Robles kill.
How about Gabby Robles tonight coming up clutch in a couple situations here for Lenox. Big one right there. 9 kills for her, and it's 13-11. The serve by Funk, the lefty, is an ace. And it is match point for Lenox at 14-11 after the Delaney Funk ace. And now the Tigers trying to ice this one. Mount Air looking for one more rally. Funk serve is played by Huntington. They will pass to Ruggles. Ruggles dug out though by Moore. Reed setting. Robles never got it over. Mount Air stays alive for a little while.
1 set point staved off for Mount Air. They've got to do it at least twice more. 14-12 our score. Here in this fifth set.
Can't have any kind of mistakes or errors here if you're Mount Air.
Jana Irving to serve for the Raiderettes. That serve is to Moore. They will back set Robles over the block, dug out by Nickel. Joust to the net, returned by Curtis. And Lenox wins a 5-set thriller. 18-25, 25-17, 25-17, 24-26, 15-12. Tate and Amy, your thoughts?
How about that from, Mount Air? Even though they came up just short there at the end, they went down 2-1 after they took that set 1 very comfortably, and then dropped set 2 and 3. Lenox kind of dominated those. They come back and take set number 4 to force that set 5, and they do just come up short. But what a game and match from them.
Fun match, and for Lenox, it's a little more fun because your season's going on. Heartbreaker for Mount Air. Their season ends at 15-13. Do want to recognize the seniors. They've got the down the jersey for the final time tonight. Jaina Irving, Abby Eden, Hayden Ruggles, the 3 seniors. What's been a really emotional year, not just for the volleyball program, I'm sure, at Mount Air, but the whole community. They end their year with a winning record, but a loss to Lenox. Meanwhile, Lenox 24-11 on the year. They'll get Griswold on Friday night. On Wednesday night, in Griswold on the KMA Extreme. Looking forward to that one. I'll tell you all about this one later on tonight at KMAland.com. You've been listening to High School Volleyball, the KMA Extreme. Saying so long from Lenox tonight for Tate and Amy. I'm Trevor Mader with KMA Sports. Thanks for listening, and have a great rest of your night.